I'm Radiance. Join me on a journey to bring you enticing recipes where every video is a celebration of deliciousness, creativity, simplicity, and foodie inspiration. So, this is a continuation of my curry. My previous video, I did a Jamaican curry powder. And so I'm going to show you what I'm going to use it in. We're going to do my coconut curry chickpea recipe. It's something that I actually came across and started playing with, I would say about 5 or 6 years ago. And I did so because honestly, I wasn't a fan of chickpeas. I lived on the East Coast and I just, people were always having falafels and everything that had to do with chickpeas I didn't like because I tried it and it wasn't up to what I liked. However, I decided to make it my own. And that's a tip I'll give you. If you don't like something, sometimes it's best to make it your own. Do your own variation, your own version. And you may find you like it then. And that's exactly what happened with me in these chickpeas. And this is how I started to actually really come to the better way for me to actually enjoy chickpeas. And now I enjoy chickpeas in so many forms. This was my starter recipe. So without further ado, you're gonna need some oil. I'm using grapeseed. Some chickpeas. These are canned. You can use fresh, but fresh takes a little longer. You're gonna need to soak them overnight, and they do smell, by the way. Chickpeas have a very interesting, pungent smell. But make sure if you're using canned, try to get organic if you can. Make sure you wash it off, drain it, wash it again, drain it, and there you go. Some onions, some pepper. I'm gonna add some spinach, some coconut milk, and some ginger, and of course the curry powder. All right, so we're gonna turn this on. This is gonna come together very quickly. I'm gonna turn this up. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in. Okay. We're gonna chop up our veggies. So first I'm gonna do some onion. I love onion. I feel like it's the basis of most of my dishes. And onion gives so much flavor and depth to dishes. And sometimes I'll actually double layer it, which means I will go in and I'll put fresh onion in, and then I'll go up behind it and I'll put some onion powder. Put in a little bit more onion. I don't really measure it, I just tie it. At this point, sometimes if I'm using a couple cans of chickpeas and I'm making a bunch, I'll add more onion. This is also a great meal for meal prep, by the way. Really, really great meal for meal prep. All right. Let's get that smoking. While that cooks down, I'll let that go. And I'm going to chop up, well, I'm not going to chop, I'm actually going to put up my peppers. Now you can have fun with this. You can actually do some green pepper, you can do some red like I'm doing, you can do yellow, orange. Sometimes I like to mix it up. I'm cutting these up just kind of chunky. That's how I like it. All right, that is toasting up real lovely and nice. Put this up just a little bit. I'm gonna have a little bit more slice, maybe half of the pepper. I can just smell that. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit, and I'm actually gonna stir it. And what's happening is the onion has a natural sugar which is releasing, and that's what causes it to caramelize. Sometimes if I want to actually get it to slow the process down a little bit, or it gets to a certain point, I'll just add a little bit of water, not too much. Let this go. All right. I'm going to put in my peppers. I'm actually going to toss my chickpeas in there too. Also, this comes together very quickly. Alright. Now, fresh ginger. You don't need too much. I'm actually just going to break off a little piece. And I'm going to peel it. Alright. You can also press against it, peel it that way. You can also use a peeler, by the way. So I'm just using a little bit of this. I find I like to put in a chunk, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll put in a bigger chunk, like these are 2 small pieces, but sometimes what I like to do, if you want to use ginger and have it flavor the dish, but you want to take it out later on because ginger can be very strong and sometimes overpowering, you can actually take your ginger, cut big slices, and then put a mark in it. That way, when it comes out of the curry, you'll know the difference. You'll know what it is, or else you'll be chewing on chopped for ginger. So I'm actually just going to put a few pieces in here. I'm going to do one more piece. And this piece, I'm actually going to do what I just said. I'm going to peel it. Okay. And I'm going to mark it in the middle. See that? It's just marked right in the middle. And you toss it in there. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to take it out. All right? Give that a little bit of a mix. Okay. And now I'm going to actually add my curry powder. Now, sometimes I like to, especially if I'm making like a meaty type dish, you can do this with meat if you eat meat or protein. You can actually take oil and cook the curry powder. I like to kind of like burn it or make it real dark, and then put your protein in there, and it's a whole different level of flavor. You can also use this to marinate your proteins. And what you do is you just like add a little bit of maybe lemon or lime, some oil, maybe some onions, and put it to work, let it sit overnight, and then you're good to go the next day. So that's just a tip. So I'm going to toss some curry powder in here, just enough to coat, and that's good. I'm actually going to toss it around. I'm going to add a little bit more, just because I'm eyeing it and I'm seeing how it's coating the chickpeas. All right, that's good. Some go out. All right, and now coconut milk. Now, this is also something I'm not measuring, but I'm just pouring it in there. I like to pour it just so, because it's going to make like a little bit of a sauce for it. I'm going to turn this back up, and I'm going to let this go. You're going to cover it and put it on low. You can let it go for maybe about 10-15 minutes. But these chickpeas are cooked. If you want them super soft, you want to let it cook like for a good 10-15 minutes or so. Sometimes I like mine with a little bit of a bite to it. So this is coming to a boil. And since it's doing that, I'm actually going to use, this is fresh baby spinach. I recommend fresh. And the only reason I wouldn't recommend using a frozen spinach is because frozen spinach has a lot of water in it, and that will dilute your chickpea curry. Fresh, whenever you can. For dishes, fresh is best. Alright, I'm going to toss it around. And spinach disappears, like it disappears. So I'm gonna add some more. It cooks down. Wow. I love spinach, so use as much as you like. But you know it disappears, it cooks down, it wilts. There we go. That's cooking. I'm going to clean up a bit. I'm going to get a bowl. We're going to get a bowl. And I have something that goes with this actually. So this is pretty much done because I've had this cooking down a bit. Like I said, I like mine a little bit more bite. But if you want it really uber soft, you can actually just let it sit covered for about 10-15 minutes. All right. Oh, and I almost forgot. Something you can do. I know I'm making this to share with family, and I have some family who are not big on salt, but you can put a little bit. And if that's the case, that's also a key, by the way, because I've cooked for a lot of people who don't do salt. Sometimes I will just not do a lot of salt in a dish or no salt, and I'll share my own and put some salt on it. That's another tip. So put in a little bit. I'm going to share it. And that big piece of ginger I was talking about, I have smaller pieces in there that I don't mind, but it's that big piece of ginger. I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to share this. And I'm going to have this with my alkaline roti. This is alkaline as well, by the way. Let's pick a good one. There we go. You can find this recipe on my channel as well. All right, nice roti flatbread right on the side. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that yummy and delicious? And what I like to do sometimes is take a piece of the flatbread, like this, and you just take some of this. This is hot. Ooh, this is hot. Take some of the chickpea mixture. Oh, I keep losing it. There we go. You take some. Make sure you blow it because it's hot. It is delicious. Yep. We have a little bit more. Look at that. Greens against that nice golden curry. Delicious, delicious. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and like it. If you tried this recipe, go ahead, comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you've paired this with. Like I mentioned before, you could actually make this into a meal prep. You can add this with rice, maybe a pasta, pair it with roti, pair it with another protein. Excellent dish for meal prep. And if you want more recipes like this, subscribe to my channel and also click the link in my bio and join my free VIP group. So thank you so much for joining me, and you have a wonderful, wonderful